Hey y'all, so I'm going to jump right into this video. As you can see, I'm starting off with nails already done. I've already done my application, already have them filed into shape, and we're going to head right into the design. The reason why I'm doing it like this is because this was just a basic application with all nude, and if you watched my previous video, that one was pretty detailed in application. So if you want to see some application, just reference that previous video for that. So for my design, I'm going to start off with this gel paint, and it's just a white gel paint, and I'm going to do kind of like a French design, but I'm going to add in some swirls. So to start off, I'm going to make my French outline first. And I find like when you're creating these swirls as a French, basically, your French does not have to be exact. When you start bringing down that swirl, it kind of just, I guess, blends it all in together. So if I was doing a full painted French, then I would go in and check it from the other point of view, turn the client's hand around and make sure that all the sides are even. But with this one, I'm just going to start off by just making a rough outline, and then I'm going to start bringing my swirl down. Now, by me doing this, I'm not creating pretty much a center point. So that's why the French outline does not have to be exact. So as you can see, I brought that swirl down, and now I'm just kind of going over my lines, making sure everything is nice and smooth. And then when I come down with my swirl, I kind of thicken it at the beginning and then feather it down nice and thin. And when I'm doing line work, I like to start off really thin and then build that line up. When you do that, you're going to be able to come in and perfect any line that is not smooth or not straight, anything like that. You'll be able to come in and still add to it and make it smooth. And if you start out thin, then you'll be able to kind of get it to the place that you want without it being too thick. So I'm doing the middle finger the same way too. So after I finish that ring finger, I'm over here on the middle finger and I'm going to get that outline done as well. So moving on to the pinky, this one will be a solid French. So I'm going to come in with my Young Nails paint gel, and the first thing I'm going to do is pretty much mark where my side walls are going to be. Now, like I said, this one will be solid, so I do want to make sure that I'm lining everything up right because I want that French to be nice and even. So coming from the side walls, once I have those points created, I'm just going to bring each point into the center. Now, like I said, you want to make sure that you have this aligned right. So I always turn the client's hand around, and from that view, I look at it and see if I need to add some on one side or the other. But you always just want to make sure that you check and you have those nice and even. So like I said, even with my line work, I'm starting out thin and then I'm going to build up from there. So once I have my outline finished, I'm going to come back to my ring finger and I'm going to fill in more swirls with this color. So this is pretty much how I'm working the set. I'm going to start off with one color and I'm going to do that throughout all of my nails, cure them, and then I'm going to move on to another color. This is just helping me work more efficiently. So I'm not picking up one color, cleaning my brush, and then jumping to another color, jumping back to another color, back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to start with a color, finish all of my art with that one color, and then move on to the next. So like I said, I'm going to pretty much do the same thing with these swirls. Now, you can do any kind of pattern when it comes to your swirls. I'm kind of just filling mine in kind of random spots and then filling in as I need to go. So once I have those swirls made, I'm going to come back to my pinky and I'm going to fill in that French with that orange color. Now I'm going to continue to use my striping brush because I mean this is a paint gel. I could use another small like paintbrush, but I find that the striping brush really strokes that color through and there's not a lot of streaks. So that's why I like using this to fill in the French. So pretty much this whole set is nothing but me repeating what I'm doing but using other colors as I do so. So for the pointer finger, I'm going to be using a yellow, and I believe this one is from Madam Glam, and I'm going to start off by creating my outline. Anytime that I'm doing Frenches, I pretty much always do it like that. I'll start with my outline first, and then I'll work to the other nails and create the outline, and then when I'm done with all of my outlines, I'll fill it in. In this case, it's me jumping over to my swirls. So I'm going to come back to the ring finger and I'm going to create that swirl. And like I said, I'm just kind of filling in as I go. There's no exact way that I'm trying to do this. I'm pretty much just filling in one color and then coming in with the next color. So now that I have that done, I'm going to come back in with that yellow. And if I have a gel polish, I will use the applicator brush to fill it in, but I still come in with my striping brush, and towards that edge I use that to fill it in, because you want to make sure that you don't go outside of your outline that you made. So by me using the striper brush, I'm really able to do that. And of course, I like to use that to stroke my polish through. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but this yellow is very sheer. So if I was going in and really using this just as my design layer, I would do a second coat. I would kind of just go over it with my applicator and then clean up anything that came outside of that outline. Now I will be adding a design on top of these, so that's not necessary. But like I said, if I was, I would have added a second coat. So my final color, I'm coming in with this pink. I believe this one is from Nail Reserve, and I'm just going to be making my outline. Now this polish is very opaque, so I don't have to worry about this one being sheer, but I just love this pink, y'all. I love any kind of pink, but this pink one, I really have been kind of using it up. Anytime someone wants pink, I reach for this one. So I made my outline, and now I'm going to come back and I'm going to fill in my pink. And like I mentioned, this pink is from Nail Reserved. It's very easy to use. Like, I'm doing line work with this and it's doing a pretty good job. Normally I would reach for paint gel if I'm doing any kind of nail art, but I feel like the thicker and the more opaque a gel polish is, the better use out of it you'll get from doing nail art or even just polishing. So that's kind of how I rate my polishes. I'd rather have it on the more thicker side. Now I'm going in and I'm going to fill this all in, and I don't believe this is the last color that I'm going to use. You're going to see me here finish filling all of this pink in, but I'm also going to come in with a orange, and I believe this is a darker orange that I'm going to use, and this one is a paint gel from Young Nails, and that will be my final color. So when I'm coming in with my final color, I kind of just fill in wherever a spot is left, but I'll also go and look over the nail, and if there's, you know, kind of any little space open, I'll take this time to fill it in with whatever color I choose so. And y'all, I am sure I have mentioned it before, this line work is so tedious. When it comes to these little nail swirls and abstract lines and mixed match nails, it takes a lot of time and a lot of work. And I have a lot of clients who will show me pictures and they're like, well, whichever one you think, whichever one is not too much for you to do. And I'm like, honey, it's all work. So to me, it does not matter. I want you to choose what it is you want. This takes a lot of work, but I feel like the outcome is worth it. I mean, they're beautiful nails. So I never want any of my clients to think that, like, okay, it's a lot of work, so I don't want to ask her. No, honey, if you're coming to me, I expect you to get something with a whole lot of design, okay? That's how we roll over here. But after I finish doing all of that, I'm going to come in and start adding my diamonds. Now, I'm going to be doing diamonds on each nail. On these French nails, I'm going to add kind of these little small big ones, like the circle ones, and then a few ones on the outer edge. And then on my swirl nails, I'm only going to add like 2 diamonds down there at the cuticle area. So a little bit of bling, but not a lot. But still, you'll be able to see her and be like, okay, you got your diamond game up. So once I have my diamonds applied, of course, I'm going to go in and cure them. But now I'm going to come in and I'm going to top coat all of these nails. Now, I like to add my diamonds first and then top coat around them if possible. Now, if it's a lot of diamonds, then you can top coat first. But if you're able to top coat after applying, then that just helps seal those diamonds in even more. So that's why I'm doing it like this. So once I have all of those top coated, I'm going to cure them for 2 minutes. Now, normally you'll hear me say 60 seconds, but like for my gel top coat, I prefer to cure them in 2 minutes. Okay, so for the finale, this is it, I promise. After they have came out of the lamp, I went in and wiped them away of that sticky layer. Now I'm coming back in with the corresponding gel that matches the nail, and I'm just going to kind of create that crocodile print. So I'm going to start in the center, and these are stilettos, so it's kind of hard when it comes to these sides, but honey, I'm going to find somewhere to put those side dots, okay? I'm going to fill it in, go all the way up those side walls, and I'm just going to fill that in. So once I have it all filled in, I'm going to come in with my clear powder, and I'm just going to sprinkle that powder heavily over that uncured polish. I've been doing this recently, a lot of crocodile prints, and I love it, okay? I have been doing it on anyone who will allow me to. I feel like I am behind sometimes, but honey, once I get there, I'm there, okay? I'm here for it. So like I said, when I'm adding this powder, I want to be very, very heavy with it. I want to saturate all of that gel polish with that powder. Once I have that done, I'm going to cure these for 60 seconds. If you want to go more, that's even better. But after that, these nails are done. And y'all, I love them. Okay? When I was doing them, I kind of was like, oh, okay, these are just going to be simple. But when they were finished, I was in love. The stiletto, first of all, period, honey. Period. I love them when they are sharp. That's the only way for me, okay? And then the colors, they went very well together. All around, I love the design. I hope you guys did too. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.